Alright folks, today we're going to be doing a Shadows Over Innistrad Draft. Uh, so there's a few types of drafts that we're going to be doing, or that is available. We're going to be doing one of them. So in case you're unfamiliar, new to Magic Online Phantom Swiss Draft, the 8-4, the 4-3-2-2, and the Swiss Draft. In case you are interested in getting into draft, new to Magic Online uses new player points during your collection under other products. You get 20 points when you sign up for Magic Online, so you can use those. An 8-4, so first place gets 8 packs, second place gets 4, and fast build being only 5 minutes to build your deck instead of the usual 10. 4-3-2-2, both of these are single elimination. 4-3-2-2 is a different prize breakdown. In this one, with 8 people, only if you win a game, the first game, you're guaranteed to get some packs. If you win first place, you don't get as many packs as the 8-4, but no matter what, as long as you win, you're going to get some packs back. And then a Swiss draft, which means even if you lose the first game, you still have the potential to win the next two and get your packs back. Get something back for your investment. I like the Swiss draft. I like playing a few games, although the price structure is a little down. The 8-4 I think is also good, especially if you are a little more experienced. But because more experienced players play that, and because I go into drafts hoping to be able to play another draft, I just like drafting. I think it's really super fun. I like the 4-3-2-2 because as long as you win one game, then your investment cost for another draft is much lower. So that's what we're going to do today. Kind of lets us go from there. We're going to hop in on this lobby, and we will see you guys for deck building, or for drafting, and then deck building. Alright, so draft starting. Here, first pack, opened a Mind Rack Demon. Actually pretty good and limited. A 4/5 flying trample with Delirium. Really good. Typically, I like to snap pick removal, but there's going to be plenty of removal. There's only going to be one Mind Rack Demon, so we're going to take it. I always like taking mythics if we get the chance, unless they're bad mythics. However, Mind Rack Demon, not a terrible card. I haven't heard a lot from Limited because he is a mythic, so he's not going to show up all that often. Pretty good. Here, a lot of stuff. The best Delirium deck in Limited is typically green-black, and so white-black isn't terrible, but Expose Evil and Not Forgotten aren't all that great. However, Watcher in the Web, awesome card. Have never been unhappy to see that card. So we'll probably end up taking this Watcher. And hesitantly going green-black. There's still 2 more packs after this to open. Never know if we're going to open something crazy good. But we'll just have to wait and see. Longo Barda, taking a while to decide. He must be passing us really good packs. So hopefully that keeps up. An Anguish Unmaking foil is definitely a good pass. Brybridge Patrol, green black, meh. Rotten Heart Ghoul, also meh. Village Messenger is actually really good. Really like this one in an aggressive one. Here, I think it's just the foil rare, just to get some value, as well as we may end up playing it green black. Splashing white is definitely a possibility, and we may still be black white. Behind the scenes, not awful. Wildfield Scarecrow, pretty good. We might be the big butt deck. Crow of Dark Tidings is pretty solid, especially with Delirium. It'll probably end up being that one. I also like Stoic Builder. With Delirium, you put a lot of things, some lands in the graveyard. This helps you get them back early. But I think a 2-1 flyer just helps out more so. Foul Orchard is really good. I like Explosive Apparatus. I think the green black removal might end up going. Do like Kessig Dire Swine in the end, but I think that one kind of goes. Here, I think if we splash, I like the fixing. I also like a big flyer. I like the removal. I think we'll take the removal and hope that it goes from there. So here, Vessel is very good. We definitely don't need another apparatus. Fork in the Road is pretty good, but I think that one will wheel. I think we can take the Vessel. We did get Forsaken Sanctuary, and none of these other cards are very exciting, so I think we take that. And then make it easier to splash white if we need to. Here, again, Creeping Dread isn't particularly good. I don't think we want any of the blue stuff. Although Stitch Mangler is actually a good card in like a blue-white tempo. Structural Distortion, not particularly good. I think we'll take Grotesque Mutation. I don't always like to run Grotesque Mutation, but it's good to have just in case. Having like 1 or 2 combat tricks is usually pretty good. I like Macabre Waltz. I don't think any of these red ones are particularly good. Red Black could be pretty good with the Mind Rack. Actually, we'll take the Arsonist just in case. We might want to go Red Black, some kind of weird Delirium thing. Not Forgotten. Not great. I kind of like the Transformer here. There might be something there for us. Root Out, I'm kind of iffy on. It can come in handy if they're running enchantments, or if they happen to be running a few equipment. I've seen that before. I think we take the Rotten Heart Ghoul. It's not bad. It's not amazing, but it's not bad. Here, behind the scenes, I think we just throw on the sideboard. There's nothing really exciting left. The Blood Mat isn't bad. Foul Orchard, definitely. Between those, helps us fix. Right now, we could be... Shambleback is good. We could be black-white splash green. I really do just like the Watcher. He just helps in so many different matchups. A lot of people, especially in Limited, try and pick flyers. Fiery Temper is good, but we're not really Madness. Not yet, at least. Hairland Logger is good. Crawling Sensation is actually pretty good in this Delirium deck. Also like Humble the Brute, if we want to go more black, white. Slayer's Plate, I've seen this do work, do a lot of work, and I've also seen it not do any work. I don't think the Crawling Sensation will be picked though. I think that one will come around. I think I'm just to take the Slayer's Plate. We may play it, we may not. Here, definitely like Ever After. Good tempo swing. Another Watcher, a Moonlight Hunt, which is good. Mold Graph is actually really good in the Delirium. 2 for 3/4, pretty solid. And a Solitary Hunter, which is super good. Since we have one Watcher, I want to stay away from that. Really dig Solitary Hunter just as a card, but I think we get a little more out of the Mold Graph. Lets us kind of set things up. We'll probably take those. I like the idea of Ever Aftering a Mind Rack and a Watcher. I think at this point we definitely like green-black from what we've seen, and I definitely like splashing white. Ooh, a Curse Switch, actually pretty good. I've seen this win a couple games before. Target a Curse Switch, costs 1 less to cast. Just a 4/2 for 4, and then that drains them every turn. Especially if you gum up the works, can be really good. Boundbind Moonsilver is a pretty fantastic removal spell. And I think if we splash white, we would definitely want this. It's definitely between these two. The others we'll probably see. A Mystery is good. Cathar's Companion, good. Drowning Yard can be good. Howlback can be good. We have Shambleback. I like Snap Removal. Actually, I'm going to take the Curse Switch. I changed my mind. I like Removal a lot, but I think we can find some in our colors. So Hermit. Hermit is really good. Stops any major blocking shenanigans. Paranoid Perish is actually really good since we're splashing white. But I want to get some more on color things so that we can decide. I think here we really don't have much good removal, so I think we're going to take Throttle. It's not amazing, but it's not bad. Stromkirk, Foily. Unruly Mob is good, just not in our deck. Vampire Noble, not bad. Another Explosive Apparatus. I really don't like more than one of these. 4 mana to deal 2 damage can be good, but I'm just not sold on the idea. I think we take Aim High. I really like Aim High. I think it's a good trick that you can use for blocking and attacking. I like Daring Sleuth, although we're not doing blue. Haunted Cloak, not bad, but we have Slayer's Plate. I don't like to run more than one equipment. I think it just gets too clunky. Reduced to Ashes, not bad, but I don't really want to splash red. I think we go another splash white and take the Inquisitor's Ox. I don't know if we play it. True Faith isn't bad. Survive the Night, not bad. Here is the Dire Swine. I really like the Perish. A 4/2 first strike when we have Delirium. We have a couple of enablers. But I think we go big. And there's a Crawling Sensation. I like Clip Wings too, especially since we're kind of low on removal, but it's situational, and I'd rather get advantage from the Crawling Sensation. Here, maybe a Hound of the Farbogs. The Menace can be relevant. Here, Vessel. Fork in the Road. and a mystery. I don't know if we play a mystery over some of these others. A hound, a removal, and then a watcher to kind of check flyers, I think is just better than splashing white for that. I think if we splash white, it will be for Anguished Unmaking and maybe the Vessel. I don't think the Vessel's super... It's good. It's definitely good, but I think in our deck, it's not amazing. I'd rather only have one thing to be worried about. With the fork in the road, we can probably add in like an ox to gum up the ground and then let those play defense and then eventually just win with Mind Rack. So here, Rattle Chains, dig Rattle Chains, just not in our deck. Essentially blue removal, Stallion, pick the brain. There's nothing crazy here. I want Rattle Chains to be really good outside, just because I like the name, just like Rattle Chains, and it makes me think of the Muppets Christmas Carol, which is one of the greatest movies of all time. If you haven't seen it, do that. If you don't like Charles Dickens, that's okay, because the Muppets make it way better. And then it just makes me think of his partners all wrapped in rattles, and they get really mad. But here, I think the obvious choice is Solitary Hunter. It's just really solid 4-drop, really good blocker, and it kind of keeps things solid so that we don't have to worry too much about it. Rise from the Tides. I've seen that one do interesting things. If we had started with blue early, I do like the Rise from the Tides deck. Shambleback, we already have. Strength of Arms really isn't worth bringing in. Twins, not really good unless you're in Madness. Don't really need another Aim High. It's pseudo removal, but nothing crazy. Kind of like Town Gossip Monger a little bit. But I think here, there's really nothing much for us. It's not a great pack. I think here we take Cathar's Companion, because I'd rather run that over any of the others. So Puncturing Light and a Corrupted Graphstone. This one could be good. It's Mana Acceleration, and we'll probably have stuff in our graveyard. I think this is the one deck where it would work, but I'm not crazy about it. I like the Bloodsworn just as a 2-drop flyer that starts to get in. But I think here we splash removal and we focus on that. Here, Byway Courier, really good, but Obsessive Skinner, especially if we're going to have Delirium, he just does work. I've seen him do some really gross things in a game where if you have the creatures, it just starts to get out of hand. Dance with the Devils, a lot of this stuff. We already have a Vessel, but we don't have a Cobalts. Don't want more than one Hound. He's not that great. So we're going to take him with Cobalts. Ooh, a Cull the Bloodline. So we got a lot of big body stuff. Cull the Bloodline is really good, especially with Madness. And later on, when you have a bunch of lands that you don't really need that you're getting. But Thornhide is really good body. Here, I think we just take Call the Bloodline just for the blockers, the different things we can do. And I really like Thraben Inspector, but even though I think we'll splash white, I think we only want it for the removal. So we don't want to be dependent on it early on. I like Tenacity. If we had more creatures, I like Devilthorn Fox, but again, it's white. So I think we take Sanitarium Skeleton, because as Delirium, it actually works fairly well, surprisingly. Here, I think we take Humble the Brute. I'm not too crazy about the stuff we have left, but it's pretty much what we got. I think we take the Noble. I think we need some more creatures to kind of make this not as bad. Aim high. I take out that one. The couple aim highs, we probably don't need the puncturing light. And with the explosive apparatus, is whatever puncturing light can hit, our apparatus can probably hit. Anguish Unmaking is just really good. And I think with what we have, we don't want to go too far in. We're very much just trying to survive until we can start playing some of these bigger bombs, these bigger creatures, hold them out, let them, a Curse Switch drain them, let Mind Rack start hitting them, bring back stuff with Ever After. We'll take the Trail. So we opened some good stuff. I'm not crazy set on it, but I don't mind where we are. I think we could maybe rely a little more heavily on white than green. But I think with Crawling Sensation, which just works really well, we would want the Watcher. I like the Dire Swine, and we couldn't run them if we were running mostly white because of the 2 green. It wouldn't be as good. Really like Obsessive Skinner and the Mold Graph. I wish we had way more of that guy. If we could just have 4 of him and just start taking stuff out, I would be super solid with that. Yeah. I don't mind putting Slayer's Plate in, but I think from what we have, it's probably good. A couple of aim highs gives us some tricks. Crawling Sensation and Call lets us go a little wider. Make some blockers, get around some people. I don't like Call the Bloodline early on, but I think we bring in Anguish Unmaking here. If we were going without green, we would want another. We would get another removal, a flyer, another butt, a good kind of forward tempo card, and a Vessel gives us more flyers. I'm just not crazy about that plan. I think here we have a couple of creature generators, so those kind of go up here. Just because we'll get a few creatures out of those. I pretty much like Call the Bloodline just for this. This little interaction. Super janky, but when we've got nothing going on and a bunch of mana, the fact that we can make chump blockers or start generating creatures that let us kind of dirtle until we can find a bomb, keeps us alive until we can start punishing them for it, I really like. Down here in the non-creatures, we could bring in a Grotesque instead of an Aim High, but we have 3 plain removal spells, 1 flyer, and 1 blocker of flyers. Oh, and Throttle. So it might be worth it where we don't have to worry about getting rid of the flyers early on, and we can just make a trade off of something, one of our bigger ones. Yeah, let's do that. Let's bring in a grotesque. If they have a lot of flyers, then we'll bring in the other aim high. Slayer's Plate, I don't think we really need. Brings us 12 and 11. Yeah, so I think this is good. I don't know how much better we can make it from what we saw from this. Another Hound I don't think does us any good. A Stallion. Maybe another Hound over the Rotten Heart. I guess the Stallion over the Rotten Heart is probably better in the late game when we will probably have Delirium. And then to get Delirium, we have Instant, Sorcery, an Artifact, Creature, and probably a land. So we do have access. And we can probably get Delirium fairly quickly and go from there. And then we'll throw in the Forsaken Sanctuary, the Foul Orchard, and then add basic lands. Here, 3 sources of white for our removal. Since it's our removal, and because we can ditch these if we don't really care about them, even in our hand, I'm cool with 3 white. And then a split between black and green. Black is more of our main color. So I think that actually looks good. Sorry, that's my color. Yeah. The big thing, we got 2 double blacks, 1 double green that we're probably not going to play till later anyway. 6 sources that we can get going. I think black is more important to start generating advantage. I think we'll actually take out a swamp, add in a forest, and then run it that way. Yeah, I think that looks good. Okay, we'll see you in the game. All right, first match, we are have the option of playing first, and we are going to do so. Not crazy, but we got a couple things to do. We got all 3 colors of mana. Got the Mind Rack, and so I think we're going to keep. I think that's a good keep. So turn 1, I think we actually just Sanitarium, Skeleton, maybe get in. Oh, the Crow, that's good. So here we'll attack. I mean, he could, can't really do anything with just 1 blue, but attack first, confuse him. I've seen the pros do it, so why not? And then I think we just play this apparatus, scare him a little bit. So he's doing the brain in the jar thing. So you can get there first. So another forest is really good because we can play this Mind Rack. So again, I think we can curve out to where we can actually hit a lot of things. Got rid of Hound of the Firebogs and a Swamp. Totally cool with that. And a Dire Swine. So here, we'll just attack. think even if he bounces it, it'll help later. So Brain in the Jar for a 1. And now we do have Delirium. Which means both of these get better. Epiphanies for 1. We're definitely going to give them the Drown Yard. And yeah, that was game. That was a little brutal. So I think we're just going to run it back. He thought that was pretty funny. So we got an opening, planes. Don't have much going on. I'm not crazy about it, but every time I mulligan something like this, I get screwed over. So I'm going to keep and just hope to draw into stuff, which means we'll probably draw 8 lands in a row, because that's how my life goes. Instead, we get a Crawling Sensation, which isn't bad. Here, there's not too many turn 2 plays that we want to make that we're not like super dying about. I'd rather wait on Explosive Apparatus, because turn 3, we definitely want to get down this Crawling Sensation, and if we want to draw out some of his creatures. So a Watcher. Here, I suppose we want to probably just get the Swamp down. Lay down this Apparatus. So he's blue-black. Waiting for us to make a move. Puncturing Light is good. Here, we just Crawling Sensation. Make some insects. He's going to Catalog. I think he went for the Rise from the Tides combo. Kind of hope it works for him. First game. I mean, I don't want to lose. Don't get me wrong. Biting Rain. That one kind of sucks now. That one might have hosed us over. So here, we for sure. We lost the Crow, but that's okay. We can get a Sorcery. I think we want, next turn, we probably want to Mind Rack. So I think we're going to Fork in the Road. We're going to put a Swamp in our hand. And we can put, we got 2 forests. I think we can put this other plains in there. We don't really care. And then we'll play this plains. And then pass the turn. We got 3 card types already. Here, not really worried about the Drown Yard. It's a very low impact card. I think we're going to be doing some better stuff later on. Got rid of 2 of our payoff cards. But we got an Ever After, so that's pretty good. Here, I don't know if I want to Mind Rack yet. He's holding up 5 mana. I'm not going to block with this insect, so we might as well attack with it. Gonna sack a Clue or what? With 5 mana, I'm just kind of worried about Confirmed Suspicions, which is pretty gross. I don't really want to walk right into that. Not with Mind Rack, anyway. Uh, Getting back Obsessive Scanner and Kessig would be interesting. I think here, if all he's going to do is hold it open, we're eventually just going to generate stuff to do. You know what, we'll just Stallion. I'd rather lose this Stallion than anything else. Okay, so didn't have confirmed suspicions, or at least didn't want to pull the plug. Instead, throttles it. So that's good for us. Don't really care about a throttle. So pieces of the puzzle. So he did get Rise from the Tides and Gone missing. So call the Bloodline and Swamp. I got another Insect. And a Forest. So now I think we just Kessig and Stallion, or Obsessive Skinner. And here he's going to put Kessig back on top of our library with the Gone missing. So I think we put it on Obsessive Skinner. Attack with this Insect. And then put it on this Insect token. I think now we can stop putting land cards. So he popped a Clue, and he's going to Gone missing. Just like I suspected. Just trying to stem the flow. We don't want to do that. We like this Dire Swine. But I think now we Mind Rack. I think now's the time. So we got rid of a few things that we might have wanted. We can't attack quite yet. And now we just start putting counters on the Mind Rack. He may have another Gone missing, which would kind of stink. I think now's the time to Rise from the Tides. I'm not worried about 5 zombies, though. Seal to that. Always yield. We're going to say no. I don't mind having more insects, but we can stem the flow while going over the top. So I'd rather play the long game now. Ooh, and a Curse Switch is good. I think first we attack. So we can block 2 of the zombies, and with the insects, and we can actually block more when we put this Watcher. But even if he gets rid of the Watcher, Attack takes 6, 8 maximum. And then we still got other stuff to do. I think he popped those ones early. I think here we just insect. So he'll have to attack with both of those. Or if he attacks with all of those, then we should go from there. He's going to Alpha Strike with the zombies, which is about his one option left. So blocking here, I don't think we're going to get anywhere with these insects. So I think we just trade off on 2 of them, and then we'll just Watcher 2 of them. So no tricks. We keep our Watcher. Again, I'm not really worried about that one. Solitary Hunter is good. A Cursed Witch is good. But I think first, I think we just have to keep getting in. Trying to buy himself some time. I don't know what his end game is, though. So I think now we actually just play our other bomb. Ah, so he did have the deny. Here, I think we put on Mind Rack. Make it a 2-turn clock. And the declaration. Surprised he had that. So our bombs are now out. But we can play this. A Cursed Witch. He's got another Epiphany. Oh wait, no. That was the last game. So he's got Epiphany. He's got an Anguished Unmaking. And a Throttle. Yeah, I wouldn't put those together. Throttle and Drownyard Explorers. There's nothing great. If he gets Anguish Unmaking, he kills Watcher, but he loses 3 life. If he gets Throttle, he can kill something. Drownyard Explorers kind of puts more of a damper on our plan, and he's exiled our two main threats. So I think here we actually just give him the Anguish Unmaking. It's not going to kill us either way, even if he gets rid of Watcher. I think we just start. Just put it on Obsessive Scanner. He may get kill or do the Accursed Witch. But he's got 7 cards left in his library, so he's going to have to kill us pretty soon. Okay, kind of figured that one was coming. He's got another Rise from the Tides. So this time it kind of worked for him. Mulgraph, I think to survive, you're going to have to. But I think that we can definitely Mulgraph. We can Solitary Hunter. And we can hold up this Puncturing Light. And really, we just have to... We're going to be taking... We've got 12, 13, 14 zombies. That's 18 damage. It's coming through. Plus this. So 20. 12... 13, 14, 15. 15, essentially 2 2s. Let's see, we drop, we block 5, so that's down to 10, so 20. Kill another one, that's 18. So yeah, we're dead this time. He just had everything he needed. Here, we're not worried about the removal as much. So I think we bring in maybe a Vessel instead of Anguish Sunmaking, and maybe this Vessel of Malignity. I think we have to try and kill him quickly. So I think we leave that in. And just run it like that. So we'll play first. Didn't really get much, but another Crawling Sensation. And again, every time I pass on these, I'd rather have faster clocks. I keep getting lucky with that one. So, getting the Mind Rack Demon. I think here we just want to get this Crawling Sensation. Fork in the Road and Macabre Waltz. I don't really need those. So I don't know if I want to run Mind Rack Demon into a counterspell. So I think we're just going to Forsaken and pass. Let him start casting stuff. Ever After and Crow. If he wants to counter Hound, he can counter Hound. If he wants to get rid of Hound, he can get rid of Hound. Four for an Epiphany. I don't care about Drown Yard. Don't care about Jace's Scrutiny. You gonna split it like that? When you want one more land? I feel like he wants us to choose this pile. He doesn't have black, and this can't do anything, so we're gonna choose that one. If he makes such a weak one like that, I mean, this has Menace too, so like, we'll probably have Menace, so who cares? So he's got to waste one on that. So we keep hitting all the stuff that we don't want to hit. So now I think we Mind Rack. There's a Drown Yard Explorers down. Hoping to draw into the black for the throttle, which doesn't really matter. Here. I don't think we do. We'll go to attackers. Sack the clue. Now he's got just the wind. Gonna throw this Dire Swine down. Kind of hate playing against this. Seems like nobody else was picking up these things, so he just keeps getting it all. He's got a really good blue deck. That's pretty much what you want out of a blue deck. Bunch of spells and different ways to do things, and we're running low on resources. There's probably, yeah, he's going to Declaration that. Give us a clue. We don't want to run out of cards. And draw a card. I'm going to play Mind Rack Demon. It's not looking great for us, but it's not looking bad. Even if he gets black, he can't throttle this. He's out of sleep paralysis, no declaration, and he can't deny existence once it's in play. He's got 2 Drown Yards. Running real low on stuff to do. We got 5 turns. I'll drop this noble. Return sanitarium skeleton. Well, I think we're probably going to lose this one just because our opponent has literally everything he needs. Which is bad feels, man. Bad feels. We had a good deck, but we're just going to get beat. I guess we'll watch her in the web and pass. Brain in a jar. Not really relevant. A curse switch is not bad. We're going to throttle this drown yard. I think we're just going to attack. It's pretty much our option at this point. To attack and hope that we don't die. And then we might as well just puncturing light this thing. Kills the Watcher. So now that he's lower on resources, it's going to be a close one. But we're going to have to get him down. Yeah, I think this is Rise. And we're just going to be dead pretty soon. I think we just got to take 2, get in there while we can. If we got our other one of our if we got our aim high next turn, he attacks with all these. Sleep paralysis, of course. Like I said, our opponent just seems to have it all. Just kind of how these drafts go sometimes. He's got probably the best blue-black deck you can make. He attacks with 4. And another forest. I don't think there's anything that can help us out of this game. So it just doesn't hurt to keep it going, but it looks like another, yeah. Let that one go. Really our only option at this point. Just because our opponent literally has everything. I think he has the most removal in one deck that I've ever seen. Which works in the Rise from the Tides. And he's being very cautious. We're going to block one, block another. Stallion? I think we're still just dead. He only has to get through with 3. So yeah. Well, that was kind of a total whiff. Not really a good game. Good first game. But the other two, he just had the exact strategy he needed to whoop us. We were hoping to play against more creature decks, and his was mono removal and then Rise Against the Tides, which is a pretty good. Usually there's at least a couple people that are splashing blue and take the good blue spells, and so it's not quite that overpowering. Best of luck to that guy, though, and thanks for watching.